the service department for roads. And when I'm talking roads, we're talking catch basins, curbs, and that. And you know, that needs to be 150 to 200,000 a year. And it's stormwater, but it's maintenance.
Yeah, I know we have.
Yeah, we just had what, 3 days of pretty good rain. Not like this afternoon, but I other than some people's sump pumps running, I don't think that we experienced any flooding. Now we did have some ditches overflowing from this afternoon, but on a typical normal rain like we had Friday and Saturday, on again, off again, pretty good amount of water came down. The system handled that. What happened this afternoon, those kind of, I watched it. It was flowing over Munroe Falls Avenue. As soon as I saw stuff floating down, wasn't floating. I don't think floating is as fast as what I saw. Those logs were going, and you can't build for those things. Besides the practicality, like the May 12th storm, you go around and change all the culverts and pipes. You would have to have, I don't know, 10, 12-foot pipe going under the road.
I'm not saying for a second that we could do anything to abate a May 12, 2014 storm. I'm just saying we clearly have, I think it's pretty obvious, we have water issues on the street, that the streets aren't handling that well.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's maintenance.
I understand, but is there enough money in here for that? We talked about that, one of the solutions on Vermont and Lindsay, the whole area in there was a possibility of doing curbs to direct.
There's not enough money to go in there and do curbs.
What I'm saying is if that's what we need to do, then we need to tell these people that's what we need to do, or we can't do it. My concern is that we're underestimating what's needed and bringing it into this and sell a levy and then get down the street and find out that we really needed more to do some of the things that are coming up. I don't know.
One of the basic truisms of government is probably 90% of the time you're going to find government is going to spend what you give them.
Absolutely.
I don't like to operate in that manner.
I don't either, but
if we want to curb and gutter Vermont and Lindsay and that, I think, and even if we ditch it, I think we need to go talk to the homeowners and say, hey, this is going to cost you.
But we have to be in a position that we can handle the water that the ditch moves. Correct?
For how much of the time? 90% of the time?
I don't know, but it seems like, not every storm, but it seems like we consistently have an abundance of water, not necessarily a flood. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying May 12th. I'm just saying we seem to have an abundance of water in those areas. And I know that it moves, and I know that it goes away, but we still have a problem.
If you're roading the roads, it's a long and some cost more money.
Well, I know, but if we're
That's what I'm
looking
saying,
if we're looking at citizens and we're going to tell them we're going to fix the problem, we got to fix the problem. I don't know that this is enough money for that.
And we still, just kind of along those same lines, I would hope, if you're talking about putting in a storm sewer, curbs and gutters, that has always been the developer or assessed thing. The city has never paid for that for any.
I understand, we still have to be able to handle that
I think what we were talking about is just ditching it out and
But
just,
ditching is different than the other.
Yeah, and like you said, it's always been the contractor. You know, which is passed on to whoever buys the home.
Right.
And I think there was one exception in 2003 that some roads were paved. You know, it wasn't passed on, but you know, you're talking to curb and gutter. You're talking about reconstructing that whole road.
But am I correct that we paved over concrete roads, and that in part that's created some of these problems?
Well,
I don't know if it's, we paved over Highwood. I don't know if that created the problem. It has the depth of the curve is shorter than say Charing Cross. I'm trying to think when I was driving around, we had a pretty good rain a month ago. You know, I didn't see it going over. I'm sure this afternoon there was probably some places where it was going over.
And that's going to happen. It's going to happen.
But-
Right, so.
Yeah, but you know, you're talking probably a heck of a lot more money if you're talking about curbing the streets. I don't know, Jim, you have a figure that would cost to?
I don't have a figure, but like I've said in the past, other than the routine maintenance, which we have quite a bit of maintenance that's needed, catch basin and so on. Your first step is to have a study done in an area, but you don't want to go in. You spend a lot of money in one spot. It's going to affect the next person downstream. That's the problem we have now coming to us from stuff. You know, where the two properties are right at the border, they're getting all that water. This afternoon, there was a river coming down on the 91 side, right around the 40s to 100 block of piners coming from Stowe through the backyards, and even our system on 91 could handle it. If you drove down 91 or Highwood, or 91 or Lindsay, you would see that water back on the street. I did drive down Highwood, and there was several houses that had reverse driveways where their sump pumps wouldn't keep up. The water's not coming in over the curb. If there's that much rain, where their sump pumps couldn't keep up.
We can't stop that.
But what we need to do is look at that, keep on Cadden, get the water from the ditch, if the water goes quicker off the highway into the ditch, take it. So you really need to have somebody come in, and we need to engineer a plan. And then you will have a approach, you can figure out how you're going to pay for it, then you have an approach. You can say, this is what we're going to do in steps. This is where we want to get to.
And that's part of this, what I'm saying is that.
There's no money in here for that. I mean, I've been pushing for a stormwater study for years now.
Well, I think the first step ought to be is that we get the people from those areas in here and talk to them and see, or go out and talk to them and see if they want it. I mean, the last time I did a study at council's request was for street lights, and and I saw.
I don't think that was a study. I think that was.
That was a study. The Edison came out and they studied it. And they told us what it would take, and and I remember some council people saying, "Oh yeah, well, yeah, they want streetlights, and oh yeah, they want them over in this area too." And then I saw some backpedaling, and the people came in and said, I'm just thankful that I had not signed the contract with Edison. So I think that the first thing, I believe you said, what we've always done in the past was by petition.
For storm sewer upgrades, curb and gutter, that's,
And
if they were done.
I think that we need to be knocking on the people's
mean, again, it's not something to decide tonight or next week or whatever, but I think something like that should be in here. Because again, in talking to constituents, that your main concern is, one of the concerns is, of course, stormwater. 'Cause it's talked about something.
Mike, let me tell you this. I've talked to constituents in those areas. The biggest problem is not the street. It's coming through the backyards.
I understand. Yeah,
Now,
the other part of the
city,
conversation
how
too,
is
they
the
want
city,
to
how is
do
the
it.
city, how is the city going to go in and tell these people that, hey, you gotta dig that ditch there so your water runs off there instead of running into your neighbors?
Well, Mr. Mayor, if I may, I think that is the purpose and why I've advocated for some time now, a stormwater study by a stormwater engineer and engineering firm that will identify what the problems are. Somebody with, I mean, we all have thoughts, we all have ideas. I'm not a stormwater engineer, nobody in this room is. And they can tell us what we need to do, and maybe something that's causing that problem is something we can do something about. But I would like to have a professional.
Water runs downhill,
You know, water sees at some level.
But I think that Mr. Martin and Saul both have good points, because I mean, obviously, last couple of years, we've seen the trends of weather patterns are changing. We're already getting more weather at short periods of time. Development's happening all around us. It's all going to adjust the water flow. So having some sort of study might benefit us for the future.
we will contact, because you're not gonna make a decision tonight, we'll contact the engineering firm, and,
May I make a
the
suggestion?
last one we used was very reasonable, and we'll ask them, what will it cost to do a study? And that's, I would think that we should be able to get that, within a couple of weeks.
And that would be citywide, right? Because I mean, we're.
Correct.
Talking
We're
about
on
south side,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It
And
has to be citywide today, most of the damage was along the Wilbur through spray area.
Agreed, but,
And most of the water was coming out of the backyards.
Sure. and again, a lot of that is the development that has gone on in Stowe and continues to go on.
That actually there was the stuff, that's the backyards.
Well, agreed,
So
but
that's
it's,
not-
but still, 2 years ago, the key spot was where one, the Florence area.
It still is.
And it's still, that
Well,
has.
game and hunter floods all the time.
Yes.
And we can get the price, and I would think, to help pay for that, we could ask the EPA to spend some of that money on that. I mean, we have that EPA money. We do stormwater. We have to get EPA permission to expend it, is my understanding. But since it's for stormwater maintenance, God knows EPA can do what the EPA does, but I think we're remiss if we don't ask, get the quotes for what it costs, and just ask them, can we use that money, or at least part of it, to pay for that, so we do have an identifiable plan. And as another suggestion, Mr. Mavrides, that's what he does, he's indicated several times he's willing to help out, and, give his thoughts. Now, he's not gonna do a full-blown study, but we could certainly ask him to help us, he lives in the city.
There's no reason not to ask him to quote on doing a full study.
Well, and that's fine, but
You're almost down to an hour.
Sorry, well, I have one other thing too.
I would think that within a couple of weeks, we should be able to, depending on how busy they are, we should be able to get a logical estimate and, I just, you're talking big numbers, if you are looking at the city fixing all the stormwater problems that are coming through people's backyards.
Yeah, obviously, we can't do that, but I think what's important is at least let people know this is the cost. We can't do it unless you're gonna pay for it. I mean,
Like an option.
Yeah, or what we can.
we need to understand how much it really is gonna cost, and we need to tell these people how much it's really gonna cost. Because we don't know.
And what Mr. Dahl said, there could be an easy solution that the study can show us that could be simple and
It makes a big impact for us. I mean,
build a flood wall around Munroe Falls, close the doors.
There you go.
fill it in, raise the elevation, don't be by the river, right?
Well, you also have to look at your parameters on that, because we're talking about the city infrastructure, which may need to be addressed, whether it's larger, more district, whatever. When you get into the private contractors, wells, with the good and the neighborhoods, you have those issues everywhere, steeplechase, Sharon Cross, Lindsay, Finders, Glover.
Right, but, and I guess and it could be the filling, we're all assuming it's because people plan, built buildings and filled in swales and allowed them to fill in. And
A lot of
that,
it's the way the land, just like Luton's higher than,
yeah,
Yeah,
but Luton's been higher for years, and,
Right.
things have changed. In addition to the weather, we're getting more severe rains on a more frequent basis. So, I have no idea, but that's why I would like an expert to look at it and say, hey,
you gotta give them some type of, you tell them to look at the city, you need to give them the parameters. You want to look at all of the city, private and public lands. You'd very rather time consuming, I don't think you've had that done.
well, they need to tell us what parameters we need, and I guess, because what I do not want to do is do a study that deals with the public, as you refer to it, when a lot of our problems are water coming through people's backyards. We spend money to fix the one part, and then people are still getting flooded. I mean, as a resident, I would be incensed, and I would probably have to see Chief Posa, because they would probably arrest me for coming down here doing something untoward.
People like the city of Stowe, they have unstaffed engineers who hired out certain sections of the city to be shut in, they can't do all these things.
Right.
I'm just saying, there is time.
I am.
I own a piece of property in Caldwell Falls that had pretty much the same kind of stormwater problem, and the city went to try to do something. They had to get an easement to be able to work in there. Everybody that was in the lowland were willing, but the people that were in the higher land, they wouldn't give the city an easement.
Well, you don't know until you try, Mayor.
That's the same thing Stowe found when they wanted to pipe out between Maple and Echo. So, you got somebody that's up here, and you're gonna have to get an easement to be able to do work on their land to drain it.
Mr. President, if I could, I'd like to ask some questions to the chiefs. Personnel-wise, start with the police chief. Do you have personnel needs that you see coming up? I know one time there was talk of hiring an additional sergeant for the day shift, or
As far as supervision, I think we're good. I would like to, if I were to create a wish list, I would like to immediately, if I could, hire a full-time officer right now. That would put a full-time officer on each shift, not including the school resource officer. If I could create a perfect scenario, I'd love to hire 4 more officers full-time. That would put 2 full-time officers on each shift and allow for vacations and so forth, to still have a full-time officer working. For example, we just had shift change pursuant to their labor contracts, and they get to pick their shifts. So right now on day shift, I have 2 full-time officers. On afternoon shift, not counting the sergeant, but on afternoon shift, I have 0 full-time officers. which means my entire afternoon shift is filled by part-time officers, which right now it's working, but as Steve can relate, part-timers can be a nightmare. They got other jobs, they're very restricted on when they can work, and then you have to watch their hours, their average hours because of the healthcare thing. Go ahead, sir.
I was just asking, what about pay? How do we compare? We average about 30, with benefits fully loaded, about 30-some hours an hour. Fully loaded, that's everything.
Right, yeah, I think that the salary is commensurate with the size of the city and the workload.
Are we losing people because of salary?
No, we're not losing any officers, full-time officers, that is. The full-time officers are here for the long haul. You have Dave Neitz, who's close to retirement. You have Lonnie Gable, who's the school resource officer. Brandon Robo just came on board last year full-time. I think he's here for the long term. And then, of course, you have the part-time officers that are clamoring to get a full-time job. So I don't see an issue in salary.
No, but we do have an issue with losing good part-time officers that we would love to hire full-time.
Yeah, that's exactly
And,
right.
I mean, we have lost some good people.
So you
And
spend,
it's not the police department's fault.
No,
I'll read that real plain.
You're exactly, because let's face it, if I'm a part-time officer and I have the chance to get a full-time job somewhere,
When I get vacation, sick leave, and benefits,
I'm going to take a full-time job.
Sure.
And so I have a couple of good officers, Steve Smiley, Sam Lawhorn, just to name a couple, who I'd love to hire full-time. And I'm just, every day I keep my fingers crossed that they're still here when I come in tomorrow and I got a full-time job. And but the thing about those two guys is they're fully committed, they're pretty committed to Munroe Falls, and I think they're willing to just,
well, they're young,
they're young, right?
they don't have families.
Well, in this budget, we've taken 2015 as the baseline, and we've taken the 5 mil as saying, okay, this is what we need. If you look at the sheet that says levy funds, this is what we need to break even on operational. And if you look at the bottom part of the financial data, the ending cash balance line at a 5 mil levy, this is our starting point. This is where, now if you're wanting to look at the cost of a stormwater study, we can provide that in a couple of weeks. If you're serious about hiring full-time officers instead of part-time, we've already answered in the past, we've already answered the question whether or not you want to keep your own police department. That is, we don't have any real alternatives to keeping our police department. Nobody can provide the services that our police department is providing at anywhere near the cost. And so we need to adjust. We know what a new officer costs, and if we're going from part-time to full-time, then we can adjust this, and Chris can pop in the numbers and tell you how many mills you're going to need. And then you'll have to make the decision
well, again,
as to, just exactly what,
that's where I'm headed with this, is I want to be sure that we give these people the numbers for what they've asked for, for the things that are going to see us, 10 years, long beyond the terms we're going to serve here. We continue to serve the city, not just take care of what we need today or tomorrow. I want them to see this is what it costs to run a city with a full-time police department. with a full-time administrative staff, and frankly, I'd like to see a full-time mayor. You know, I
You
think-
got one.
Yeah, you do, but we're not paying you a full-time wage either, but,
For 73 an hour.
well, it's that much,
Yeah.
that much, but,
Overpay.
yeah.
Who's counting?
But the point is the city, the complexities of running the city have gotten much greater. And, you know, I think we need to address that, not just put a Band-Aid on it. And I think if we need to have 2 full-time officers on a shift, if that's his expert opinion, and people want to pay for it, they should get it. We come to the fire department next. I mean, you still don't have an assistant. You're the only full-time officer, full-time person in the department. Not even frankly, it makes me uncomfortable. If something happens to him, what do we have? And you know, not that you're old, but at some point, you're going to want to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, he's not going on vacation.
So they certainly the 2 of them are
Only
going.
common criminal. The situation in the fire department is a little bit different. We are paying on call part-time department with 2 full-time positions. We're still in the process of trying to fill that full-time. We have lost some good people to bigger full-time departments. I mean, that's the nature of the beast, I understand that. But we're fortunate. We have 2 levies that support us. So the fire levy and we have the EMS levy. And so we keep everything within that levy. So for us, the charter says we have a staffing up to 40 folks. We'll probably never ever be at 40. We're at 18 now. 30 is probably going to be our comfort level as we continue to grow. But we have to grow within the confines of those 2 levies that we have to support us. The fire levy, as you all know, is just strictly for salaries. Can't be used any for fire supplies, expenses, gasoline, equipment, or anything else. So we're good on that side. For us, it's finding the right people that can fit in. Being a paid-on-call department, there's some limitations about where you can live and where you can't live. So we still are able to do the job we need to. I agree with you, I am getting older, as we all are, and we need to find that person. The folks I had that would look good, again, they were very fortunate to have good full-time positions, bigger cities, bigger benefits. You can't blame them for doing it. So we continue that.
Just remember, Chief, that person may not be a Chief Jason Clone.
Oh, no, we agree with that. We agree with that completely. And I'm not looking for that anymore. I'm looking for that starter person that we can count on, and have them grow into that position. But in terms of expenses, we live within those confines of those 2 levels.
Well, and there's also another alternative on that, because it does have 1 levy that's paying. You know, we can always go back and ask for a different levy for fire instead of taking it out of the general fund, and for equipment and personnel. And you know, I would like to see the operating levy, and just keep it simple, but it does have EMS and fire, since they do have their levies. You know, there's always, and I don't think they expire. They're permanent levies, correct?
They're permanent, they grow, because they're inside the village.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that is, you know, but I think that, you know, Gary is chairman of the finance committee. You tell us, you know, we've given you the base with 5 mil what we can do. You can see what's left over. You give us the wish list, and we'll put numbers to it.
Okay, well, again, I'm not even sure that you necessarily have to have just 1 levy. If you need additional police officers, why not have a police levy at the same time? Roads and bridges, or roads levy, general.
Then we don't need the council if we have all those levels. You know, I really think that council's responsibility is to, you know, is to make those appropriations year after year as to what what the citizens want. And the